All right. So, last lesson of this chapter. Let's do this. So, before we get started into it, though, let's do the kickoff here. So, solving for S, remember, dividing here because a number times a letter means times. So, opposite of times is divide by -6. When we do that, though, yes, this cancels, but because it was a negative, the sign has to flip to the other way. And then 6 would go into this. Again, positive divided by negative is negative, but 1.13 times. And there we go. So continuing what we had, again, we're working just like equations. We're solving them, working backwards. So order of operations backwards, doing the opposite sign to cancel them out. Again, remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative, the sign switches. So it flips around from either less than to greater or greater to less than. So first one here. Again, remember, we did this with equations. If there's no sign here, technically this is a plus. So opposite of plus would be to subtract 2. Again, we get rid of the plus first. That's our first thing. So we're doing order of operations backwards. So we're starting on the bottom. We get rid of anything added or subtracted first. So that's gone, and we bring this down. So 3j greater than 8 minus 2 is 6. So now we can do our next step. So we divide by 3 to cancel. Divide by 3. So j greater than 2. Remember, number and a letter means times, so opposite is divide. So for solving for k, so again, add, subtract first. We have a -8. We're going to get rid of that by adding 8 to cancel that out. -9 and 8, again, they're different signs, so we subtract. Bigger sign is bigger number was negative, so it's going to be a -1. We are greater than, and then k over 2. K over 2, when you see this, this means divide. So opposite divide, we're going to times then by 2 to cancel that. So if we bring the k down, where k is greater than -1 and 2 makes -2. Remember, it has to be dividing or timesing by the negative in order to switch the sign. Just because this side has a negative doesn't mean the sign switches. All right. Now, it doesn't matter if we're on the other side, we solve them just the same. Again, plus or minus first, so the -1 will get canceled by plusing 1. 1 and 1 make 2. We're less than f over 35. So the bar over 35 means that we're dividing, so opposite would be 2 times, which a lot of times we'll use the little dot, just so that we don't get it confused as being a variable. So we're going to times both sides by 35. So 35 and 2 makes 70. Is less than f. Again, we don't really like having that letter on the right side. We always like it on the left side. So we're going to flip these around. And when we do that, we flip the sign around as well. Last one. So get rid of the plus first by subtracting 1. So -1a greater than, if we subtract 1 from 17, we're at 16.53. And then to get rid of the negative, we can divide by -1. So we have our a. Keep in mind we divided by a negative, so this switches. And dividing by 1 is just itself, but a positive divided by negative makes it a -16.53. And that's it. That's it for this lesson. So if you have any questions, please let me know. You can pan me, email me, send me a message in the classroom. Otherwise, until next time, we'll talk to you later, guys.